Hi there. What's up, Veronica here? It is very early in the morning, like 5 a.m. here in South Florida, and it is the 16th of December 2022. I'm making this really quick video. I'm trying to get ready for work, but I have to share this experience I had last night at work because if I got to know about it, so do you. Okay? We've been going through this for a while, right? Since 2018. So it's been a few years. And, even though they've stifled and hid my channel, there's still some of you guys who are still checking in and getting these messages. And just so you know what's up, I experienced something yesterday at work. I work cardiac, okay? I experienced something at work yesterday that I thought was a hoax. When I saw these videos going around, I thought it was a hoax. Started off in China, and I was like, well, there they go with their propaganda again, trying to scare people. And then it started happening in other places around the world, in South America and in Europe. Haven't seen anything from the US. I'm like, hoax, right? Whatever, spreading fear, these people suddenly dropping. And I'm sure many of you have seen these videos where people they look like they're having a seizure and a stroke at the same time. Some of them are foaming at the mouth. Their eyes become really wide. They're looking off in a direction. They look horrified. They're grabbing onto stuff. They're stiff. Some of them, let out strange sounds. Well, not only did I get to experience that at work yesterday, but within 30 minutes of each other. One was a trainee. She was my trainee, and she was in a procedure. Procedure finished. I stay outside in the control room watching what's going on. She's done. I go in, help clean up, get the patient ready, transfer the patient from the table to their bed, to go back, transfer them to the stretcher, to go back, to go to recovery. So I go in. This woman's in her early 60s. Even before that, when I was helping prep her, we were chatting and talking, and so she was saying how well she's doing, blah, 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 and stuff like that. And, it's so strange. I just had this weird little chest pain, and now my doctor wants me to have this procedure done, and yada, yada, yada. We're like, okay, well, we'll see what's going on. You'd never know the woman was sick. Very attractive little lady. Early 60s, and so do the procedure. Everything goes fine for the procedure. She didn't even need that much sedation. Everything goes fine. She's awake afterwards. We're talking as I'm, unhooking her from the monitor and from the IV and all that kind of stuff. We're chatting it up. I got the stretcher ready to transfer her over, and she starts saying, I don't feel good. I'm like, what's the matter? I just don't feel good. I feel weird. And then she starts going stiff. She starts going like this. And now loud bing went in this right ear. Starts going stiff. She starts going like this. And she's like, and she's grabbing my hand. I call my trainee. I said, call a code. Call code blue. Mouth starts foaming. Grab the suction. Try to suction her out. She comes to a little bit. Then she starts saying how she's scared. Starts freaking out again. I don't feel good. I don't feel good. Like, I don't know. Call off the code. She's back again. Call off the code before anyone even shows up. It's like, no, it's okay. She's back again. We don't know what's going on. Give her some stuff for nausea and vomiting through the IV. Give her the antibiotics through the IV. And she's like, I just don't feel good again. Then pupils dilate. Bing! I'm talking quarters. Starts going like that again. Starts foaming at the mouth. Really, really bad this time. Mind you, before I took her off the monitor, I was the one who took her off the monitor. She was sinus rhythm, regular heartbeat, sinus rhythm. Next thing we know, I had already taken her off. I had put her back on the first time when I first said color code, slapped the pads on her just in case we had to shock her. She went back into sinus again. Then she went off into PEA, which is pulseless electrical activity, where you see some weird pulse going on, but you feel for the pulse, jugular, groin, nothing. Pull a Doppler, nothing going on, okay? Then she's like, going like that, bam. Chest compressions, full-blown code, gone within 30 minutes. I mean, we did the code for 45 minutes, but she was gone way before that. And the whole time, just pulseless electrical activity, pupils dilated, body gone cold, molten color, real fast. I'm talking within 10 minutes. Okay, called it. She was gone, right? I go to recovery because we just gave a report and said the woman's fine. Tell her family she's fine. She's coming out. Everything went okay. Doctor will talk to the family later. Had to go in and be like, listen, she didn't make it. Like, what do you mean she didn't make it? You guys just said she was good. She didn't make it. Had to tell them the story that I just told you guys. As I'm talking to them, code blue room 3. Procedure room 3. Where I was like, no, we were in just room 1. What do you mean? Wait, what? But she's already gone. We just called her. We just worked on her for 45 minutes. Go running. It's another patient, male in his 70s. As I recall, when I was leaving to go to recovery, going down the OR, hallway, I looked into room 3 and that guy had just finished. And they're like, ooh, you guys are okay? I was like, yeah. I was like, you all right? It's like, well, yeah, she didn't make it. I'm talking to the staff in room 3, and their guy, not only did he was finished fine, they were putting him back on his stretcher. He was joking because the nurse was trying to speak Spanish and telling him to move, and he was laughing, and they were like going cha 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 cha. No joke, no joke. I was like, that's impossible. I just saw this old man joking. Went running in. I was like, is it a code? No, we just called off the code. I was the only one that ran in there with the staff that was already in there for the procedure. No, we called it off. He's okay. The man looks at me and he's like, oh, no bueno, no bueno. I was like, no bueno, what's the matter? He's like, going like that. Pupils, bing, quarter size dilated. Same thing, started foaming at the mouth. We tried to put him to the side. That much of foaming, white foam was coming out of his mouth. Going like this, he was squeezing the other nurse's arm so hard that she took down to her knees, and a fellow was there and had to unclamp his arms from her, his hands from her. I was holding down his hand because he was like this, reaching up, and I was trying to get to his IV to start shooting stuff in there, rescue drugs as we call them. And he came back and he started saying stuff in Spanish, and the fellow spoke Spanish. He's like, Señor, ¿qué pasa? He was saying, oh, no bueno, I don't know what he was saying. And then he did it again. It looked like he was having stroke and seizure at the same time, looking up at the corner. It's like, and we're like looking at the room, like, what is he looking at over there at the corner? The man looks horrified, just like the early 60s lady. He's like this, looking at the corner, turns molten colored, and then was sinus rhythm before, and then same thing, PEA, pulseless electrical activity. Chest compression, let's go, full-blown code, everybody comes into the room, blah, blah, blah. Work on him. He was gone within 15, but we kept going. We just keep going, try to get him back. Okay, we feel a pulse, still PEA, no pulse, every time, no pulse, PEA, pulseless electrical activity, PEA. Called it. Same thing. Same freaking thing. Okay? Now, we help bag the first body, the female, cleaning up the room, calling the family, because they're like, what? You just said she was fine. Second guy, same thing. The nurse had already given a report. The family was like, oh, thank God. Oh, thank you. Thanking everybody, the staff. Oh, he's fine. Everything worked out fine. He had a clean cath. Woo-hoo-hoo. Now we had to go back in there and tell them the guy just died out of the blue. Okay? Out of the blue. They start freaking the fuck out. Of course, everybody's freaking out. Staff is like, this poor young guy, new to the game, a new tech, and the other nurse had to just sit him on the side because the poor kid just witnessed both of this within less than 30 minutes. Okay? And was involved in both codes. He just sat there, stone-faced. I bet you he hasn't even come into work today. I bet you. So the charge nurse, who wasn't there for the first one, he was doing scheduling. He was there for the second one, the male. He calls me over. He's like, yo, come here. Let me show you something. I was like, what? I wish I took a picture of the screen, but I couldn't. Both of us wanted to because the family of the male was standing just a couple of feet away from us. No joke, troponin level, which is your cardiac enzyme level, one of the cardiac enzymes, troponin level on both patients, 66.6, 66.6 on both patients, yo. He's like, yo, look at this. And we just looked at each other. And another young nurse was there, and she's like, I can't deal with this. I don't want to do this. I was like, girl, you think I do? And we're all just like, what did we just witness here? What did we just witness here? So I just wanted to share that because I can't go it alone on this one. I just can't go it alone on this one. I wish I had a picture of the screens, but whatever. I'm just sharing it. So apparently those videos are not fake because I got to witness it not once, but twice within less than, we called one, walked down the hall. So it's less than 30 minutes. I walked down the hall, came running back. So that was my night. Needless to say, I came home and poured Florida water. Stripped, I kid you not, at the landing in front of my apartment. It's like townhouse setting. Thank God it was dark, no one around. I stripped down to my undies. I got no shame about my body. I was like, okay, if anyone's going to see me, they're not going to go, yuck. That's all I could say. I stripped down to my undies. And then I went and got my Florida water and sage and bathed everything in Florida water right there on the front door of the landing of my front door. And then did my whole apartment, ran through. Because I was like, oh, heck no. This energy's not coming in with me. You say I had a rough night. It was like my whole body was jerking off it was like, ugh, the whole time. I could not relax. So yeah, so that's real. Apparently when people are looking at the corner and go like that and look like they're having a seizure and a stroke at the same time and then die suddenly, #die suddenly. Yeah, I saw it twice within 30 minutes or less. However long it took me to go down the hall and run back down. Okay? So now you know. This shit's for real. And then this morning, I was about to start my prayers and I asked, why God? Why? What is going on here? And I heard it's the rapture. I made a video last year, in May 2021. Go look at it. It's called You Do Not Want to Be Raptured. And I was like, holy crap. So yeah, it has begun, guys. It has begun. Souls are being collected for the new 3D. That's what I was told. That's what the rapture is all about. All right. I'm out. Love you guys. We got this.